Hi, everybody, and welcome into the PHNX Suns pregame show. I'm Lindsay Smith. That's Saul Bookman. I like your hat, Saul.
Well, if the Suns don't win tonight, they'll be wearing this shit next week.
Oh, well, there's a lot on the line in this Friday evening game. Game 3 between the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. I have a lot of anxiety right now about this game.
Yeah, I'm optimistic that the Suns will turn it around, but I'm like, I'm feeling the weight of the pressure of this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the weight of the Suns not really clicking this entire playoffs. Oh man, I just want to stay positive.
I'm trying really hard
as I can. I really want the Suns to win this game.
I'm trying so hard. It's just gotten heavier and heavier as this week has gone on. And I was telling you before the show started, I felt bad because yesterday during the show, I was like telling everybody it's not the off season yet. Like, don't come in here with off season questions, blah, 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 trying to like keep my hope alive. Yeah, and I'm struggling a little bit today.
It's been hard. Maybe it's just one of those things where, nobody is like, outside of like the diehard Suns fans, nobody feels like this is like a for sure thing that the Suns are going to be able to take these next 2 games, right? Like everybody knows that we need to take the next 2 games.
They're
Otherwise,
must-wins.
Yeah, they're absolutely must win. You can't go back to Denver 3-1. Like that can't happen. So, but listen, I think there's one man that's in control of that, and that one man is Monty Williams. He's the one that has a lot in his hands. Now, he doesn't have the whole world, but he has 2 players in his hands that he could use, and we'll see if he uses them.
In the words of Monty Williams, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. So I think the reason why things got a little bit heavy is because Sarah Cazell, friend of the show, tweeted this out earlier today. So game 3 tonight of Suns and Nuggets, here are the stakes. In the history of the NBA playoffs, there have been 446 series in which a team was down 0-2. Only 33 of those teams have overcome that deficit. Wow. That is 7.4%. As far as teams that have been down 0-3, 0% have advanced. Yeah, while an 0-2 comeback is where we've seen it 6 times in recent history. Of course, this year, the Warriors over the Kings. Unfortunately, last year, the Mavericks over the Suns. The year before that, Bucks over the Suns, so on and so forth. So in the last 3 years, we've seen it 6 times.
The Suns are responsible, if my math is correct, for 3 of those 2-0 lead comebacks for another team. The Rockets in 94 as well. And then the last 2 that you mentioned. So
I think that kind of put it into perspective for me a little. I mean, not that we didn't know already game 3 and game 4 were must wins, but the numbers behind it, the 7.4%, kind of just scared me a little bit there.
A lot of things scare me. I know that's the statistics, but like if you're the Suns, like you gotta be number 34. You got to be number 34.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we do know that the injury report is no longer clean for both of these teams. Chris Paul is out for tonight's game with that left groin strain. And the we shall see of Monty Williams being very coy with his pregame presser is official. Cam Payne is starting. He'll be alongside Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Josh Okogie, and Deandre Ayton. So I think this was the right move, and I'm glad Monty went with this.
I agree. Like, you need Cam Payne in that starting lineup. Man, I tell you what, like even just an hour and a half ago, Gerald Bourguet reporting that, Monty said, we'll see, and which is such a
annoying
I'm
answer.
so fucking over it. Like, just say it, man. Just say it. We all know that it should be Cam Payne, or maybe you don't want to say it because you want some kind of excuse for after the game if you just happen to play Landry Shamet. Who knows? But like, you're an hour outside the game. The Nuggets know who you are. They know what you're trying to bring to the table. Listen, if you're trying to hold off to the last second to throw a curveball, and that curveball is Landry Shamet, the Nuggets would probably just be laughing at you in the fucking locker room. Like, that's just facts. Just say it's Cam Payne and get it over with. Jesus.
I agree. Okay, here's another little nugget. Amelia wants to know who is officiating tonight's game. If I say any of these names wrong, forgive me, but Zach Zarba, James William, and Sean Corbin, and then the alternate is Justin Van Duyn.
Van Dyne.
Van Dyne? So that's who's officiating tonight. No Scott Foster.
Yeah, Scott Foster's in Philly reffing that game anyway.
Yeah.
So
not that other officials haven't screwed us over in the past, but we can't lean on that.
But Jeff Jeezy also makes a good point. Wouldn't matter if Scott Foster was reffing because CP isn't playing anyway.
That's facts. That is facts. It's a good point that you bring up there. So there's a lot on the line in tonight's game. As we know, Cam Payne is starting. I am concerned with Chris Paul being out, the amount of minutes that Devin Booker and Kevin Durant will be playing tonight, because we're already down a starter of our traditional sense. And then, you know, you could make the argument that Josh Okogie is a quasi-starter, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah.
As far as like league standards, I think he's played well as a starter for the Suns, but he didn't start until late in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, they're down. They're down one starter. I'll give you Josh Okogie just because he has been in there more often than not. And Chris Paul, listen, it hurts to have Chris Paul out because he does structure their offense. He does settle them down when they're a little out of whack. But to be honest with you, in terms of the Suns offense, and I think a lot of people have pointed this out, this is not the same Suns ball movement type of offense that we've been used to in recent years. There's been a lot of stagnant play. Tim Legler absolutely roasted the Suns offense, especially in the fourth quarter. He said, and I quote, "Be legendary is not a play set." And that just means like you can't just talk about being legendary. He's not, and he wasn't calling out Devin Booker. He's basically saying like Monty is relying on Devin Booker and Kevin Durant to be the offense and figure everything out after that. Where there's no ball movement, the ball used to whip from side to side and even sometimes back to that side, and it was beautiful basketball. And we just kind of lost all of it. And the ball is sticking a little too much. They're too predictable. And CP3, for as good as he is and as good as he manages everything, has also been part of this. Like, you know, he's not a catch and shoot 3-pointer. I don't give a shit what his percentages say about how awesome he was in the regular season from catch and shoot threes. He's not a traditional catch and shoot 3-point shot a shooter. So you've been having to use him in different ways, and it just has not gelled at all. And the Suns are going through it right now, and they better figure it out fast because on the other side of hard is a sweep, and you don't want to go there.
Yeah, man, I don't even want to put this out into the world, but I would be so embarrassed if that happened.
I'm not even going to talk about that.
Legitimately, I'm not even going to talk embarrassed. Frank gave us a super chat. Thank you so much. Frank said, "We need an Eddie Johnson 33-point playoff game." I mean,
we need somebody.
Put him in there.
Somebody, anybody,
get
help
a couple
out.
Buckets off the bench, more than 4 points, maybe.
We're just asking for one guy to score more than 4 points. One guy.
Well,
just one.
Maybe.
Or the bench as a unit to score more than 14.
We'll at least get a look at some more guys off the bench tonight. Monty did tease that Terence Ross and TJ Warren might actually get some run in tonight's game.
Right.
I have a feeling that they will. I don't see Monty saying that without it actually coming to fruition.
I mean, listen, those two guys have not shot the ball very well in this series. And here's the graphic to actually show you how bad they have been. They haven't played hardly at all.
I was going to say, look down there at the fourth statistic that we have on this screen, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. 2.5
minutes. That's only because Terence Ross got 5 minutes in garbage time last game. That is it. Yeah. So, actually in game 1, I believe. So it's got to change tonight. Listen, I know for a fact that Monty is, I know he hinted at TJ and Terrence, but like he's going to have to play them. He's going to have to play them because I'll tell you what, if he doesn't and the Suns go down 3-0, which basically means the series is over.
Yeah.
He is going to be on the hottest of hot seats. And not only that, but that is such a bad example for any future potential mid-level exception veterans, anybody that wants to be here as a free agent. Like, why would I want to go to the Suns when Monty's got his guys and I can't get any run? Like, hell no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because, I mean, all the reports that we had heard when Terence Ross joined the Suns was that we were selling him. And that was the reason why Terence Ross joined this team and immediately saw heavy playing time. Because that's what was promised when the Suns were recruiting him to this team, because it was between the Suns and the Mavs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Terence Ross chose the Suns because of what was shared with him as far as his role on this team. And we saw it in the regular season, but now we're not seeing it in the playoffs. I understand that Terence Ross and TJ Warren can be a defensive liability. Completely understand that. But our defense is also not winning us games right now. Yeah. We've gone defensively heavy. And that's not won us a single game. So maybe we need to try and find a way to uptick the offense a little bit.
I mean, we stopped them to 97 points and we still lost by double digits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 87 points ain't going to get it done, period. I don't care how tired Kevin Durant is. I'm tired. I don't care how tired Devin Booker is. When Deandre Ayton is not stepping up and playing big enough. And listen, I don't give a shit about 14-10 or 14-8 or 16-8. Like, I don't care about that. If Jokic is dropping 37 and 16, okay, cool. You gotta give us something more than 14-8, like you just do. And otherwise, you're not making him work on one end. You're just kind of and he's too good to stop on the offensive end. Like you're just trying to provide a little bit of resistance, and that is it. So he's gonna have to step up. This whole team, not named Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, have got to step up. And I could even make an argument that Kevin Durant still has not had a great game.
We need a magic game. We need a spiritual game from Kevin Durant tonight and on Sunday.
We need an awakening.
We do. Because, if Kevin Durant's shots had actually fallen in game 2, we would be in a completely different place. But they just were not falling. And it's unfortunate, but I feel like because of that, we're due for a KD game. I think we'll get a KD game tonight. I'm feeling okay about Kevin Durant. I'm not going to lie. If there's one person on this team not named Devin Booker that I'm feeling like is going to have a pretty big performance, it's KD.
Oh, man.
I think he just know if anybody can handle the pressure, it's him. And he knows the amount of pressure that is on his shoulders right now.
1,000,000%.
So, I don't know. I took the over on points on KD tonight because I'm feeling good about it. But
I did too.
We shall see.
It's the first time that I've ever bet on the Suns.
In the playoffs?
In the playoffs. Ever.
Well, this could be good.
I mean, I didn't bet on the last 2 games and they still lost. So what does it fucking matter now? I might as well go ahead and hope for the best. At least maybe one of us can win.
Well, that's why I wore the beanie too, because I was like, give me all the good juju.
There I go being pessimistic again. Damn
give me all the good juju that we can get for tonight's game. I, even though at the top of the show I was telling you I was kind of feeling really anxious about the Suns situation, I don't know that it's anxious about tonight's game. I think it's anxious about the series. I genuinely do believe the Suns will win tonight's game. But I don't know how to feel about the series as a whole.
Yeah, I
think that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, I can't get a good pulse on what the Suns are trying to do offensively. And I can't get a good pulse on what the Suns are trying to do defensively to slow everything down. Listen, for everybody that said, well, Kevin Durant didn't even have a Kevin Durant night. Well, Jamal Murray also did not have a great night at all. Like, he was abysmal the other night. You can't expect that to happen again either. So things are going to shift in this game. And if the Suns come out and play Suns basketball the way we've seen them do in the past, then they should be okay. Because I feel like the home crowd does matter. But if they come out flat, especially in that first quarter, and they let Denver do Denver things, the Suns are in for a world of hurt. And I don't want to be here for it.
Well, buckle up, Saul. Buckle up. How much point book do you think we'll see in this one with CP out?
I would probably say 20 to 30%. Sorry. 20 to 30% of point book. I don't think we'll see an overwhelming amount of it, but we will see some.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like we're going to see a lot of point book tonight. But
like a lot?
Well, with Chris Paul out, I don't know that Monty fully trusts Cam Payne to always be the main ball handler there. I think he's going to give the ball to Devin to carry a lot of that load.
The problem is that there is no rest. There is no, you don't have a Chris Paul coming in to give you 34 to 38 minutes at the point guard position. So if you run point book, you run into the very scenario that you're going to wear him down by the time we get to the fourth quarter. And that's why I am completely against it.
I agree. But that's what I'm saying. That's originally when we started talking about this game, when I was telling you, I just think that that KD and Book are going to play way too many minutes tonight. But then Chris in the chat also made a great point. You either play a lot of minutes now and in game 4, or you play no more minutes.
True.
So what's the lesser of two evils there? And I don't know. I think Monty just has so much faith in the guys that he has faith in and completely wavers on the guys he doesn't have faith in. So if Cam Payne comes out and struggles in the beginning of this game, he's going to revert to the guy that he trusts, who is Devin Booker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. And then again, to your point, being tired in the fourth quarter and not being able to have just enough juice to get it done.
Everything keeps pointing back to the fact that Monty has completely dropped the ball in this season, this playoff run, like the whole night. I feel like this has been his worst coaching job of his tenure so far here with the Suns. And it just aggravates the hell out of me that you could not, you as a coach, did not prepare your team accordingly to be ready for situations like this. Chris Paul has been injured literally every single postseason he's been with the Suns. He's been injured 5 of the last 6 postseasons he's played. You knew this was coming. You knew this could happen. The fact that Cam Payne was healthy in game 1 and you didn't even want to put him in over Shamet is a tragedy. An absolute tragedy. And it's shameful. And now you're having to pay the price because you did not properly prepare your young man to go out there and execute to the highest of his abilities. But guess what? Cam Payne's probably going to bail you out today because I have a good feeling about Cam Payne coming up and rising up. And he's going to bail him out despite the fact that he keeps getting held down by the man.
The man named Monty Williams. We also shared Cam Payne's stats yesterday on the show as a starter, and if that will help make you guys feel a little bit better about this one too. 15 starts this regular season, averaged 14.9 points per game, 7.1 assists per game. He shot just shy of 41% from the field and just shy of 39% from deep. It was a 9-6 record when he was a starter with this team. And I believe for a majority of those games, we were also without Cam Johnson in the lineup. Obviously, this was all before Kevin Durant, but it was also without Cam Johnson. So just another little nugget of information. Okay, what are the guys wearing tonight? That's one positive here. We are no longer wearing that ugly white jersey.
Thank God.
We'll leave that to Denver to handle. The Suns are wearing the Statement Edition, and Denver is wearing their City Edition, which is the white jersey with a little bit of red trim and outline to it. This is a much better jersey for us to be wearing. I feel better already just because, they say you look good, you feel good.
You play good?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so.
Let's keep it going. Look good, feel good, play good. There we go.
I hope so for their sake.
All right, so who do you have tonight and by how much?
I have the Suns by 1.
Okay. That's a little rough. I'm not going to lie.
That's a shout out to Emma because I think I totally forgot to put in my win by today. But yeah, that sounds good because that's usually what I pick anyway.
Suns by 1.
Maybe I should have picked Denver by 1 tonight.
Ouch.
We were 0-2 when I picked the Suns by 1.
Yeah, but still, that's rough.
Where's Espo's bet? He should be.
Espo's a DNP. He'll be back next week.
He should have 35,000.
Espo will be. I know. Espo would have picked Suns by 85.
Mm-hmm. Gerald has the Suns by 6, and I have the Suns by 5. I genuinely feel like the Suns are going to take this game. This is a complete must-win game, and they know that just as well as we do. The Suns are going to take this game. 1,000,000%.
It's just a matter of what they do on Sunday.
For folks that are asking about Espo, we have covered that at length on multiple shows, but he's out taking care of his lovely wife.
Yes, he'll be back next week sometime. Don't worry, he's going to be back. We promise. All right, what do our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook think of tonight's game?
Maybe he gets sick next week and he can't come back for another week. I don't know.
So our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook have the Suns at a -4.5 tonight, and the money line is -185. See, so even they think the Suns will win.
Yeah, listen, I feel good. I feel good about the Suns' chances, but I felt good about their chances in game 2. Again, the Suns have got to show it. They got to stop talking about this. They got to stop, they got to come out with a sense of urgency. You saw Boston come out in game 2 and play with a huge sense of urgency. You saw the Warriors come out in game 2 and play with an even bigger sense of urgency. Both of those obviously were at home. But you got to take care of business at home. You do not have any margin for error. You got to win today. You got to win Sunday, and you got to go back to Denver with an opportunity to take advantage of the series at this point. Because I feel like if you even it up at 2-2, the pressure is all on them at that point.
That's the best case scenario. Honestly, it's the only scenario. It's the only scenario where I feel like the Suns can get out of this series if they win both of these games at home.
All right, listen, if they go down 3-0,
3-1, or even tonight.
Well, yeah, if they lose tonight, I'm just gonna cry. It's gonna be so sad. I don't want the season to end.
I don't either.
It had so much promise.
Also,
so much potential.
Euphoria in the chat said Lindsay put the kiss of death on us for this one. No.
Damn, how?
No. I've been very positive about tonight's game specifically for a hot minute. So that's not on me. That's on Saul.
Yeah.
Just blame Saul. That's all it's going to be. Okay. If you want to get in on the action on the BetMGM Sportsbook, make sure you download their app and use the bonus code PHNX when you sign up. There's a few different offers that they have for you guys, depending on where you live. But for our Arizona audience, you will get up to $100 in bonus bets on your first wager with BetMGM. Again, if you use that bonus code PHNX when you sign up. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Also, out at the BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, first Fridays of every month, May through August. Tonight would be the first one.
Happening right now.
Obviously, we're not there because we're here with all of you guys, but you can join us in June.
I've swept everybody.
We have Knockout Nights Cornhole League that just tipped off. It's going to be a lot of fun. The competition will get heated, I'm sure, but it'll be like a playful competition. So sign up and come hang out with us. There's going to be food and beverage specials, giveaways, and BetMGM prizes there as well. Also want to give some love to our friends over at Neutral. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. They're made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. They've got flavors like watermelon, pineapple, mango, and raspberry, and their brand new flavor, orange, is now live. So be sure to get your hands on that.
That sounds good.
You can find them at your local store, at a local store near you by checking the show notes for details. Everyone that I've heard really loves the pineapple and the watermelon. Those are two really popular ones. And then, of course, the orange is right up there. But then there's apparently a lemonade one, too, that they have.
Yeah, lemonade's pretty good.
Emma's over here talking already about the lemonade one.
Okay, so shout out Max. He just brought in a bunch of lemonade flavored neutrals. The strawberry lemonade.
Ooh.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
The blackberry lemonade. 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Maybe 8.7 if I was on a beach.
There you go. So try out Neutral, y'all.
Is the blackberry sweet?
Delightful.
A little bit.
Yeah? Is it sweeter than the rest?
Sweeter than the rest?
Yeah, because, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Emma, we both walked right into that one.
I'll be here all week, folks.
Unfortunately. Anyway, moving on in the show. DA and Monty have gotten earfuls from quite a few people over the last few days. And Stephen A. Smith had some thoughts that he wanted to share on those two as well.
Throwing shade in the Bahamas. I only bring up the Bahamas because I want to remind Deandre Ayton it ain't time to go there yet. Ain't time to go there yet. What the hell is going on with you? You don't have a pulse? Jokic is giving it to this brother. Nikola Jokic is shooting 50% with 37 points in 2 games when guarded by Deandre Ayton. Do you not have something to say about that? I mean, you ain't some spring chicken. I mean, you not know some novice. You've been around a little while. This man is abusing you. He's embarrassing you. Do something about it, damn it. 39-16 in game 2, just doing whatever he wanted to do. Just wobbling up and down the court and busting your living you know what. What the hell is that about, DeAndre Ayton? The other person that I have to hold accountable to is a man that I love and revere. It's Monty Williams. You're right, KP. He hasn't used that bench. And I got to tell you something. I believe in Ross, okay? I believe in TJ Warren. I think they could have helped you. I think they could do some things. Cameron Payne and these boys off the bench, I think they could do some things. I think they look at a coach that didn't believe in them. Didn't believe in them in the first round. Hasn't believed in them. They're averaging 14 points a game as a bench, an entire bench. 52 players this postseason have averaged better than 14 points in the postseason. More individual players, more than an entire bench for the Phoenix Suns. That's about the coach. There's no way around it.
That was a lot.
Listen, there's a lot of things that I feel like Stephen A. is just talking. I thought he hit this on the head. And I think that his remarks towards DA could play better, like flat out. Like, and even if he can't stop Jokic, he could do some more stuff on the offensive end to go at Jokic. And he's a very passive individual. And I don't think that's really debatable. Like, that's what he's been. He's been mid. Like, he's been okay. And you need more from him in this series. And then Monty, listen, the biggest point Stephen A. could have made right there is that Monty doesn't believe in those players, the players that he did not bring in himself or maybe didn't even want himself.
And the ones that he gave 3 minutes and then yanked immediately.
Yeah. And I think any good coach in the history of the game, even if they don't see eye to eye with a player, they still understand, A, it's not about my ego, it's about the team. B, how can I use this player's strengths to the best of his ability in our scheme? That's what good coaches do. And right now, it is undebatable that Monty Williams has failed that test. And he has continued to fail that test. And he's been bailed out because he's had great play from Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and at times in the playoffs, Deandre Ayton. And I don't think that is a debate. I think Monty Williams right now is looking at his team and he understands that, or maybe he doesn't understand that this right now is not a team that is gelling. The chemistry is off. Things have not worked the way that you thought that they would work, and the things that you could have done to prevent certain catastrophes from happening, you did not because of your own mindset on how this team should be approached. Like, you have dudes out there that are playing minutes that haven't averaged more than 4 points a game their entire career, but you have two other dudes out there that have averaged double figures their entire career, and you don't want to use them. I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense. And we continue to go down this rabbit hole because Monty Williams he's hard-headed. Mm-hmm. He is hard-headed. That is not a debate. He is hard-headed and refuses to change in any way, shape, or form because he thinks he knows best. Well, sir, your team hasn't looked that great for 7 games. You're down 0-2 to a team that might sweep you if you don't turn it around. You better figure it out quick because if you don't, that seat is going to be extremely hot.
Yeah. So there's a couple things in the chat. Albert said, Saul, how can he get more if they don't give him the ball in the second half, in reference to Deandre Ayton? Hello said DA shot 70% last game, need him to shoot more. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, again, like, I think a lot of that has to be a lot of aggressiveness from DA. You know, I think, when he gets fed in good spots, he comes through for the most part. You know what I mean? Now, are the Suns running sets to get him? No, they're running sets to get KD and Devin Booker the ball almost exclusively. So it's up to DA to attack the offensive glass. It's up to DA to attack the defensive glass and really, and make it known that, he should be an option on offense. But he never calls for the ball. He's very soft. He's not demonstrative out there. He's not wanting to take a lot of the weight on his shoulders. He can sit there in the post-game or the pre-game press conferences and talk about dominating and talk about how he wants all that pressure. He loves to rise up to the challenge. He's been doing this. He hasn't shown us that. He hasn't demanded and been that dude, right? Like, he has not wanted to step up to that level. He's okay with watching Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and being just a tier below that and just kind of, helping out if necessary. But we don't need that DA. We need the superstar DA. We need a star DA. Mm-hmm. We need like somebody that's on another level DA. We need a DA that will get you 27 and 15. That's what this team demands right now. And we've been saying that. We've been saying that forever. We said that at the beginning of the season, that it was up to Mikal, Cam, and DA, and however far those three go is how far the Suns will go. And it wasn't looking great. Cam was hurt. DA was in and out of the lineup because of injury. And then Mikal was the only one that was healthy. He had a terrible December, rebounded in January, got traded in February. Like, it just, nothing has come gelled together, and it's been frustrating to watch. And now we're here in the playoffs, and even without DA, there's other things that have happened around this team that I just feel like could have been avoided if Monty, against the goddamn Orlando Magic, would pull his head out of his ass and play guys against the Orlando Magic. The Magic. He wouldn't even play dudes then. Like, what are we doing? Oh, my God, this guy.
Well, we shall see. Tonight is a different game. Hopefully, Monty actually implements some of the adjustments that he said at practice that he will, a.k.a. Terence Ross, TJ Warren. And hopefully Cam Payne will come up big for us, and Deandre Ayton plays like a max contract player. Those are the handful of things that really need to happen for the Suns to be successful, not just tonight, but in this series.
If Deandre Ayton doesn't have at least, I'm gonna say, if he doesn't have at least 17 and 15, the Suns will lose this game.
17 and 15?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that's doable.
I think it's doable.
That's doable. DA should be able to do that 100%. Okay, well, let's go watch it and see Deandre Ayton get 17 and 15 and the Suns win. Okay, join us back here after the game wraps up. Bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though. Lindsey Gerald S.